Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Experience Event Center in Provo, Utah for the ABS Powerlifting Series Reach Rumble. We have a powerlifting comp this weekend where lads are vying for this belt in the middle. This is our Reach Rumble belt. We have the ABS Clash of Titans and the ABS Pro belt. This competition will be judged on a power bar, walked out squats with knee sleeves, highest total takes all. We have a fantastic lineup. We have athletes such as Fernando Arias, we have Daniel Bell, we have Andrew House. They're just the names that pulled out. But don't worry, folks, we still have 12 awesome lifters out here that I'll be introducing. We're going to see 900-pound deadlifts, we're going to see 900-pound squats, and we're just going to see some big totals. So let's get our first athlete out. We have Demirius Slocum. You might recognize Demirius from the Hybrid Showdown and the American Pro. He is weighing in at 116.5 kilo or 256 freedom units. He is coming in with a 920 kilo total, 2,020 pounds. Next athlete we have is Nick Forte. He is an XPC WRPF regular. Big round of applause favorite here, Nick. He is weighing in 125.4 kilo, that is 275 pounds. Nick is coming in with a 970 kilo total, 2,130 pounds. He's an off-season bodybuilder as well. It's the battle of the baseball caps. Best of luck, guys. Our next two athletes, Jake Brennan, needs no introduction, but we'll give him one anyway. He's one of the only lifters, other than Dave, coming from Europe. He's the first Irishman to total 1,000 kilo. Jake coming in with the shades, 145.1 kilo, 319 pounds. That was from the IHOP this morning. Jake has the biggest squat on the roster, 430 kilo, 940 pounds in reps. He has never done a sleeve comp before, so we're excited to see how he gets on tomorrow. The next lifter we have is Tyler Gulbranson. Big round of applause for Tyler. Tyler is a 410 kilo deadlifter, 900 pounds. He is weighing in at 135.5 kilo. That is 298 pounds, looking massive. So it's the squatter versus the deadlifter. Best of luck, lads. Next, we have a man with a big name, Zeus the Voodoo Viking, Zachary Smith. Zeus is an American Pro regular. You'd often see him in comps in America. He is weighing in at 144.9 kilo. That's 317 pounds. Living up to his name, the Hulk. I think his wife is there in the crowd. Security? Oh, I'm messing. Next lifter we have is Jordan Allman. Pardon the pun. Jordan is a WRPF regular, 900-pound squat and deadlift. He is weighing in at 172.8 kilo, 380 pounds. Getting the double bicep in. It's the Hulk versus Allman, a comic book battle. I love to see it, sportsmanship. Right, guys, our last two lifters, the two favorites to take this belt right here, our Reach Rumble belt. The first lifter here is Frank the Tank Allen. Frank is a USAPL athlete. He actually has a meet on Sunday, so he's doing back-to-back powerlifting meets. He is coming in at 182 kilo, 400 pounds. I knew the floor was shaking a little bit when he walked up. He has a 1070 kilo total, 2,350 pounds in sleeves. On paper, he is one of our favorites to win this. However, we do have one man, our current reigning, defending Abs Pro, Abs Clash of Titans champion, all the way from Europe, UK, Sir Dave. Sir Dave is coming in at 123.2 kilo, 271 pounds. He was also at IHOP, so I imagine some of that was down to that. All you can eat pancakes. Sir Dave, as I mentioned, is going for the third belt. He owns this one, he owns that one. There's only one man stopping him tomorrow for that third belt. Frank wasn't even staring into the eyes, he was looking beyond them. I can't wait for tomorrow, guys. We could see Dave completing the abs game tomorrow. He needs just one more title. And we're seeing Frank Allen coming in tomorrow, hoping to stop that. And like I said, he's competing at the USAPL Worlds the next day. So best of luck to both guys. Whoever wins will be a great story. Now, guys, we're going to take a 15-minute break, and then we're going to move swiftly on to the press conference, where we'll be asking those edgy questions and getting to know these lifters a little better. So stay tuned for that. Talk to you later.
famous pre-workout is a 4-in-1 stacked pre-workout containing efficacious dosages of caffeine, creatine, electrolytes, and nootropics. No artificial dyes, sweeteners, or fillers. Our protein is engineered for maximum muscle protein synthesis. It's highly absorbable and easy to digest. Accelerate gains and recover faster.
When are we starting? Oh, no. Welcome back, guys. We got these lads weighed in for the competition tomorrow. Now we're going to do a press conference, get to know these lifters a little better. We've 12 lads here. We're going to start in the weight class lineup. So we're going to start first with yourself, Demirius. If someone would like to hand the microphone over. Demirius, you weighed in at 110 kilo. You are aware this competition is won on total, not dots?
I am very aware this competition is won on total, not dots, but I'm just here to perform and put up a total and then compete with these guys.
And what does it mean to you to be invited to this type of competition?
It means a lot to me, especially being one of the lighter guys here and also being one of the older guys here. I can't complain. I'm happy, and I'm happy that Richard reached out to me and gave me another opportunity to compete. But I do have a meet next weekend, so you got to be careful today.
We know Hagen's 24, but what age are you?
Yesterday was my birthday, and I turned 39.
Happy birthday. I hope you hit a PB total tomorrow. How likely are we to see that? Are we going to see your best performance tomorrow?
Anytime I step on the platform, I try to give my best. So I'm still going to put up a good performance.
We see birthday PBs?
Probably not.
And in your opinion, if you were to select the winner tomorrow, who would it be?
If I could select a winner tomorrow, who would it be? Tough case, but I'm going to have to go with somebody who I've competed with on numerous occasions. I'm going to go with Zach.
Perfect. Cheers for the answers there. If you could pass the microphone over to Nick Forte, please. Nick, we like to weigh in the guys on like kind of seeded basis. Do you agree that you're in the bottom two, or do you think you'll surprise a couple of these gentlemen to your left?
I definitely think I'm going to surprise a lot of people. You know, with all the guys that dropped out, I think I'm going to slide into that 6 or 7 spot now. You know, I'm always the guy that no one looks out for, and I'll show up and perform. So we'll see what happens tomorrow.
Do you know how many guys pulled out?
There was a lot. I mean, everybody wants to talk, but we all stepped up and got on the power bars. So this is what we got to do to make powerlifting grow, and we all stepped up, and I'm here to perform. So we'll see what happens tomorrow.
And based on the original poster and the new one, do you think that the winner's still here today, or would someone that pulled out have won if they were here today, in your opinion?
I think the winner's still here today.
And who's that?
I'm going to go with my boy Zach Myers. I feel like he's motivated, he's ready to go, and I think Zach's going to show up.
That's 2 for Zach. I can see his head inflating as we speak. You can see the camera there. We zoomed out. Good call. In your opinion, tomorrow, what's your performance going to be like? Are we going to see some PBs?
Just try to get close as I can to 2,100 pound total. Coming off a meet, got the invite late, but I feel good, and just want to say shout out to ABS and shout out for Reach for putting this on. You guys are doing a great job, and I'm just honored to be here.
Appreciate that. It's not your birthday weekend as well, is it?
No birthday this weekend.
Okay, well, I hope Demirius wins then. Best of luck though, Nick, and I appreciate the sentiment there. The next lifter we have, Jake Brennan, of course, the only man in shades. Yeah. Jake, how is your American holiday going so far?
Well, once you arrived, it got good.
Are you still intoxicated?
Am I? Sure, haven't I always? I'm Irish.
He hasn't stopped drinking since the Abs Pro, where he held on to a deadlift for the first time in 5
years.
I've
done one training session since the Abs Pro.
Will we see another 3 for 3 on deadlifts tomorrow, or is that too much for asking?
Nah, man, I think I can do it. If my little fat hands can hold on to the bar.
Jake, some interesting facts about you. And nice ones. As I said, you're the first Irishman to total 1,000 kilo. You've done 10 abs comps, you've won 4 of them, and podiumed 2 abs pros. In 10 abs comps, you've only been beaten on squats once by Arthur, who won abs pro 2. How does that make you feel, being like one of the best squatter really in the current abs roster?
Am I? I mean, here the boys are going to be, you got the silverback over there. He's squatting fucking 430 in sleeves.
There's a lot of big men. Which one's the silverback? The one with the silver hair? Okay.
I don't know, man. Listen, it's a good. Look, if somebody's going to take it eventually, you know what I mean, then I'll just take it back. So fuck it.
And
you got Andy House over here. You know what I mean. We see what happens. I mean, he's got a savage squat. So I'm looking forward to seeing what happens tomorrow. I think there's going to be some mega squats. I'm happy to just come out, knock out an 800. This is my first sleeve meet. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Have a laugh. Fuck it.
I think 800 pounds first meet in sleeves is one hell of an achievement. So best of luck with that. In your opinion, being a squat god, as you like to call yourself.
I've never called myself that, you ball bag.
Hold on, let me get some receipts. In your opinion, which man up here is going to have the biggest squat tomorrow?
Biggest squat tomorrow?
Yeah.
Silverback.
I thought you were talking to the guy right next to you. He's a deadlifter. Silverback. Okay, so we got 2-1 to Zach. Do you think Zach's winning tomorrow, though? Or do you think Frank will win?
No, Dave's winning it.
Dave's winning?
Yeah, in my opinion.
Is that the top three? Dave, Frank?
Yeah, I think
Zach?
that's the three boys. But again, you never know. Somebody fucks it up, and that's it.
That is it.
Big numbers, big misses.
Jake, just going to the next gentleman there, we've Tyler Gulbranson. Tyler, you came in here as a 410 kilo puller. I believe that's only on a deadlift bar, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
How are you finding the power bar in training?
It's kind of an eye-opener. Kind of kicked my ass at first, so going to make some adjustments and see how tomorrow goes.
Are you a sumo puller or conventional?
Yeah, I'm a cheater. So pull sumo.
Security, we need you back. I think you're the only sumo puller up here, so I mean, it's a testament to your mobility that you can actually get your legs out that wide. I'll rip these suits. I'm glad the camera's not on me. But what do you think you'll pull tomorrow?
I'm shooting for somewhere in the 8s. During training, I was pretty comfortable with hitting in the low 8s, so we'll see how tomorrow goes after squats.
And what would be a good day tomorrow for you? What would that look like position-wise and numbers-wise?
Well, a lot lower than these guys, but I just got to beat a couple guys. So.
Who's that, Delco and?
Yeah, Delco and Zeus over here.
And Zeus, okay.
I'll beat him at nationals, but I got to handle business right here on the big screen, you know.
And then the important question: who's winning the title tomorrow, in your opinion?
I'm not gonna say. I think it's gonna be between these three. It'll be fun to watch.
The same three that Jake thinks.
Yeah.
And if you had to pick one name?
No, I've seen him on Instagram. He kicks ass. He's strong as fuck. Obviously, he's very strong, and I've obviously seen on social media that he's very strong, and all the records he's taking care of. So excited to see it tomorrow. And
if you had to pick one name out of those three, in your opinion?
Probably Zach, yeah.
Zach,
You're going to push for an answer, yeah.
3 for Zach. We'll move on there to Zeus. Zeus, you got a bit of flack there from Tyler. What do you think? Is he going to beat you tomorrow? What do you have to say?
I think Tyler's nervous. That's it. He hasn't deadlifted nothing on Instagram on a power bar this entire time. I've seen him deadlift on a deadlift bar when we all accepted this, but nothing on a power bar. So I think he's nervous.
So we've got you versus Delco versus Tyler in a triple threat match.
It's me versus Delco. Tyler's just
there.
Collateral damage.
Okay. Tyler's the bar. Zeus, what's a day like looking, a good day for you tomorrow looking like?
Good day, make it through my bench. That's it. All the other lifts are good.
And where do you think you'll fall in the 12 positions?
One above Delco.
And that would make you happy?
That's it. That's all I need. Well, and Tyler, too. I guess he's in this. But.
And the important question again, who's finishing first in your opinion?
I've seen Dave compete in person. I've seen Zach Myers compete in person. I respect the hell out of both of them. And I think it's between those two.
Perfect, yeah. And lastly then on to Joe Jackson, Delco Jesus. Obviously we just mentioned yourself there. You're against Zeus. What would it mean to you to beat Zeus tomorrow?
I'm sorry, what?
How would it mean to you to beat Zeus tomorrow? Is that the main goal, beat him? Or have you your other goals?
That's the only goal.
That's the only goal. And it just in personal goals with your numbers, what are you hoping to lift? What would be a good day in the office for you?
Ultimately, I'm just looking at PR at total. But at the end of the day, whatever I need to outpull Zeus for the win, it's what I'm going to do.
I see on paper there he has you by about 12 kilo. How are you going to catch him?
Yeah, that 12 kilo was, I messed up at the American Pro 2. I was injured going in. I'm healthy now, and he's not walking away from this.
Oh, that sounds like a threat. Or a promise, a threatful promise. And what made you decide to do abs reach rumble?
Well, I got invited, which was a huge honor for me, and it's a spectacle. Who wouldn't want to compete here on this stage? Everything abs has been doing. I'm friends with Fernando, so I saw when he came out last year to do it and what you guys did, and once I got offered, I had to jump on it.
We mentioned Fernando earlier. He did pull out. I asked this question at the start. Do you think that the winner is still here today, or was the winner in one of the pullouts, in your opinion?
I think the winner's still here today.
And who's that?
It's going to be Frank.
We're starting to get more votes here. It's interesting. Cheers, and I appreciate what you said about abs, and we're looking forward to seeing how you get on tomorrow, yourself versus Zeus. I think it's the crowd favorite battle, if I can say that.
Thank you.
So we'll move on then. We have Hagen Henderson, who is 24 years old. I don't know if we know that, yeah? But very unassuming, very big. How are you feeling about tomorrow? You're very unsuspecting. There's not much posted, but I haven't even heard you speak.
I feel really comfortable and real confident in what I'm going to do tomorrow.
And what's that?
I think this is the best shape I've ever been and the strongest form I've ever been.
You recently told 1,000 kilo. That was obviously a massive achievement for you to mark that off. Will we see more on top of that? How much more do you think you'll put on?
I think there's a lot more. It was a pretty with ease total.
Yeah, well, the numbers don't lie. Like I said, you did put on 300 pounds genuinely in 2 years. What do you put that down to? What was the change? Is it just yourself getting older, or?
I think I was in a really bad, very bad space of mind whenever I was still doing USAPL. Kind of was a sore loser. Had a lot of life things happen. Just kind of life threw a curveball at me, and I just kind of got down, and then I started back up at the end of last year, and I just kind of felt like everything started clicking, everything was falling into place, my mind was right, and I felt like everything just kind of took off. The people in my corner were always there pushing me.
It's a very PG answer. We'll accept that. In your opinion, who's going to win tomorrow?
I think Frank's going to win.
And why is that?
I just think that it's his day to win or lose. I think all of them have the ability to win, but I just think that if he decides to put on the best show, he lifts the next day. So it's going to be, I think, whatever he wants to do on Saturday.
Appreciate the answers there. Best of luck tomorrow, Hagen. Look forward to seeing what you do. We'll move over to Shane Hunt, who obviously faced off against Hagen. Shane, it's just amazing to see you here finally in abs attire, right in the center, right in front of the belt. We actually had to do that in order for him to show. But do you think you'll walk away with that belt without stealing it?
I might have to run away with it. We'll see. Yeah, I'm happy to be here. Always wanted to compete in abs. Just didn't want to go to Ireland. So.
So we brought Ireland to you. In your opinion, how is your performance tomorrow going? What's it going to be like? What are we going to see from you?
I think you'll see 9 for 9 day, which I've only done once. That's probably my biggest goal, is just to make clean, smart attempts, not do anything rash or stupid, just take what's there.
I actually did write that down, 9 for 9 once. That was in your last 8 meets. So what's that down to? Is that just yourself getting number hungry, poor number selection, or just
What's the question?
the 9 for 9? You said you only went once, 9 for 9. What would you put that down to? Is that just poor number selection, or you're going for broke on deadlift at the third attempt? It seems to be the third deadlift that catches you out each time. What would you put that down to?
Just greed.
Greed? Yeah, that's fair. 9 for 9 tomorrow, what numbers would that be? Squat, bench, deadlift?
Somewhere around 355 to 365, anywhere between 235 to 240, and around 400 kilo.
And in a 12-man lineup, where would that put you, in your opinion?
Sorry?
In a 12-man lineup, where would that put you? Would it put you top 6, top 8, in your opinion?
I think I'd be fourth.
Fourth? So you're content? Just outside the podium. Do you think there is a possibility you could get on that podium, or do you think the three lads, Zach, Frank and Dave, are just a little bit too high level-wise at the moment?
highest total in sleeves here. So,
And you've been around the scene a long time, lifted with some big names. In your opinion, who do you think will win tomorrow, based on what you've seen and what you know about these guys?
I got Dave winning. Just ran the numbers.
And does that go back to that 9 for 9 that you mentioned earlier?
Yeah, I think attempt selection is probably the hardest part about powerlifting because we all want more, and a lot of times you want more and you end up with less. So
Perfect.
if he can stay composed, which he does, make the right calls, pull for the win.
We wish you the best of luck, Shane. It's fantastic to have you here. We'll move on to Zach Myers, another gentleman that finds it tough to go 9 for 9. Went once in the last 7 meets. Zach, just curious, we mentioned Dave goes 9 for 9, wins the abs titles. Do you think you can beat, well, actually, I suppose I have 2 questions. Do you think you can go 9 for 9 tomorrow? And if not, do you think you can beat Dave with missing a lift?
Yeah, I think I can go 9 for 9 tomorrow, and I think as long as if I get 7 out of 9, I feel confident I can probably pull out by a couple pounds. It'll come down to deadlift.
And total-wise, what's going to win? Numbers? Do you think someone will hit 1,100 kilo or?
I feel like I have a real good chance to hit 2,400 pound total. It just depends how squat goes. Bench and deadlift has been going good. If I can pull my squat out, 2,400's there.
And obviously, this being your abs debut, have you made any adjustments in training for this competition at all against previous competitions?
Not really. Just grind and putting in the work. It's all you can do.
The same 3 names are getting mentioned, yourself, Frank, and Dave. Out of the 2 other gentlemen, who do you think will pose a bigger threat to you winning that title?
I'd say Frank. Right now, he's just competed on a power bar for a long time, and I don't really know too much about Dave, so I can't really compare the 2.
Okay. And are you excited about tomorrow? Are you excited to be part of the abs journey?
Yeah, I'm excited to be here. Just another day. Just got to put in the work.
I like that. Thanks very much, Zach. Look forward to seeing what you total tomorrow. We have Jordan Allman, who was facing off against Zach in the weigh-ins. Jordan, do you think you're in the conversation with these guys in the top 4, top 5, in your opinion?
Just depends on the day. See what happens on squats going into deadlifts. I mean, I'm hoping for 1,000 kilos. I think 1,000 kilos puts me top 5.
Yeah, you're one of the few guys really that can do a 900-pound squat and deadlift. 1,000 kilo, you reckon that'll get you on the top 5? What do you think will win the competition?
I couldn't say. I mean, more than that, 1,050. Anything above that, I think is going to win.
And who do you think will win?
I want to say Frank.
I think that's a good place to move to Frank. Frank,
I
you've
don't want to
been...
give him any more material.
Well, actually, just before I do let you go, your performance tomorrow, what numbers are you hoping to put together? The 3 squat, bench, deadlift?
Just hoping for 1,000 kilos.
Just 1,000?
Anyway. If that doesn't happen, it's a failure.
Yeah, well, 1,000 kilo as an abs debutant, that would be very impressive, and I look forward to seeing you attempt that. Frank, just moving on to yourself, you've been mentioned quite a few times as the top 3. How confident are you of winning tomorrow?
There we go. Pretty confident. The only thing is going to be deadlift. If I can get deadlifts, squared away, then should be good.
You have never gone 9 for 9, is that correct?
No.
Do you think you could, well, 2 questions again, like I asked Zach. Do you think you can go 9 for 9 tomorrow? And if not, can you still win with 8 out of 9 or 7 out of 9?
I mean, going 9 for 9 is good, but, it's all going to come down to, wanting it. And I'm probably going to want to load more weight than I really should. And, it's what powerlifting is, isn't it? Who cares if you fail?
And of the lifts that you could fail, is it the 3rd squat, 3rd deadlift, really?
3rd squat might be dicey. We'll see. I might play that a little bit more conservative because that will make bench and deadlift go a little bit better. Bench can, sometimes I try to bite off more than I can chew on that. And then deadlift, it's like I have big fucking hands, but they don't help me grip the bar.
Well, I believe you did apply to the services of a grip coach. Is that right?
So what?
You have a grip coach the
Oh,
last
yeah, I
couple
do,
of months,
yeah.
so hopefully
We've done
that
quite a
pays
bit
off.
of grip training, and hopefully it plays off.
You did bomb your last meet on grip though, so is that playing any effect on you mentally? That obviously just a few months ago you did drop the tree.
No, it's like I played for Army football, and we've sucked a lot of years, so you get used to just failure and having to deal with that. So dropping 3 deadlifts, like yep, messed up, you got to reset and go on to the next one. No point bitching about it.
Yeah, I like that. Fall down 9 times, get up 10. You have the biggest bench up here, over 600 pounds. What are you going to squat and deadlift tomorrow, do you think?
I think Zach might have me beat on bench, quite honestly, tomorrow especially. But I hopefully can bench 600 after that. And for squat, I would like between 420 and then maybe you can knock off with 432.5 might be enough, more 435. And then deadlift, it just depends on the day. Some days in training, 375, 385 move fine, and then other days it's like 350s moving like shit. So we'll just have to see.
We know Dave will know what he needs to pull for the
Oh
win.
yeah, he'll know exactly.
He'll
what
know
he can
exactly.
pull,
But what do you think you'll need to pull to make it hard for him? And sorry, what do you think you're capable of?
If I get like 430, 275, and I can get a 375, 380 in, that's like talking about 2,400 total. That's not out of the realms of possibility you could get in that area. Maybe if everything clicks and shit's actually really good tomorrow, then maybe even 1,100. Who knows?
And would I be right in saying that Dave is your biggest threat tomorrow, or do you think Zach is?
Dave and Zach is, just like he was saying, like if his squat shows up, he squats 400, 420, then damn, it's going to be hard to catch him with me because he benches a little bit more than me, and then deadlift with my grip issues,
And just very quickly, the USAPL on Sunday, you're doing 2 meets back to back.
Yep.
Do you hate yourself, or yeah?
It's more like hey, I know what I have to do to win that, and probably 1,000 kilo to 1025 should be enough to win that, and that's opener weight.
I'm sure your competitor Sean Koch is watching right now. Have you anything to say for him
Say
for
what?
Sunday? Sean Koch, I believe, is watching right now. He'll be your opponent on Sunday.
Oh yeah, he's definitely. If I come in and squat tomorrow and it's really pushed me, and then the next day it's like I might only have like 380. He's gonna probably beat me in squat. Or be close, and then hopefully my bench will be enough to put me ahead that we can even out on deadlift. And maybe if deadlift even shows up again tomorrow or 2 days from now, then I should be good too.
Well, Frank, fair play. Big risk, big rewards.
Pretty much.
I think he's the only gentleman that would do back-to-back 1,000+ kilo totals. So I wish you all the best in that.
Thank you.
So we'll move on. Lastly, but certainly not least, I might sit down a little bit for this one. Dave is usually very stoic in his answers. Sir Dave, how are we today?
Absolutely fantastic.
You do feel really good. We went to a firing range earlier, and the smile didn't leave his face. Was that good stress relief before the competition tomorrow?
There's no stress here.
In terms of, obviously you won Clash, you won Pro, how does this one size up to those 2 feats? Do you think tomorrow will be a tougher test, or do you think it'll be easier than the other
No,
two?
it's definitely the toughest one. I haven't actually done a sleeve meet since 2021. My training, I do bare knee and wraps, so I've still got a lot of strength there, and I took a nice double the other day in sleeves, so I'm not as bad in sleeves as what I thought I was going to be, so I think I've got a chance of winning.
It's interesting you mentioned that 2021 meet. That was your first abs pro. You came second.
Yeah.
You did it in sleeves. It's actually the only comp where you dropped the deadlift at the end. You failed the deadlift.
Yeah.
Do you think that has anything to do with the fact you were in sleeves that day, or is that just a weird coincidence?
No, it's before juicy times.
Do you think the sleeve can impact, or do you think it'll be easier compared to wraps for you?
Yeah, exactly the same. I don't really fatigue from squats to deadlifts. It doesn't actually affect me at all.
Of the 2 gentlemen to your right, Frank and Zach, who do you think will pose the bigger threat for your title?
I've always said it's Frank. He's done it. 1070 in sleeves is ridiculous.
Frank mentioned that he could pull 375. That potentially, numbers-wise, could mean you have to pull 440, potentially maybe higher, maybe a little lower. What do you think you're capable of pulling tomorrow?
About 440, yeah.
And what do you put that down to, the fact you can progress the deadlift every meet? Is there anything you're doing in training that's just working so well, or is it just the fact we haven't seen your true deadlift max yet?
Yeah, I thought about this the other day. I don't actually know where the ceiling is.
I don't think we know either.
Which isn't me being big-headed. It's actually proofs in the pudding. And again, I'm trained deadlift fairly sub-max. I don't go anywhere near 430 odd in training, and it's reps with high weight, which everyone's doing singles, and it doesn't work for me. I love just repping out heavy weight, and it seems to work.
So the story tomorrow for you to win, pull 440, walk off with 3 belts. Will you take a break, or is it just back to business again in April for Clash 3?
Yeah, straight back to business. Need an off season, as we've discussed. There's a few weaknesses. Despite having the best powerlifting year ever, I do have some weaknesses I need to address, so I do need to go back to the drawing board and have an off season. But yeah, the plan is to win. I always come to win. Whether I'm the favourite or not, I really don't care. One goal for me is the win. So the other lads need to step up and be ready, because I'm going to go 9 for 9 again, and what that looks like, it might get me the win. So people are going to have to match that.
Yeah, we certainly do say 9 for, when you hit 9 for 9, you do win the comp. So it'll be a big ask for the other guys to match that. I mentioned the original poster. The only reason I do that is because so many guys did pull out. Is there anyone that original poster you think would have posed a bigger threat than Frank or Zach, or is it just
Big Phil?
Phil Herndon?
Yeah, 100%. It's gutted that he's not doing it, but he probably could have done it. He's recovered quite well, but yeah.
And last question, is Clash 3 going to be the last one for a while? Will you put a bookmark in and take an off season, or are you going to keep going until you don't win it?
No, I'll never stop. No, I plan to do the same 3 abs main events next year and the year after, and I probably won't stop, no.
Wish you best luck tomorrow, Dave, and yeah, can't wait to see you. So that encloses our questions for the athletes there. Does anyone have any questions in the audience that they would like to ask to one of these gentlemen? I'll go around, see if anyone would like to ask a question.
I've got a couple. Guys, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Dustin Piatowski. I've emceed meets for quite a while. Some of you guys I've emceed meets for. And my first question goes to Demarius, because I had the opportunity to call a world meet that he did really well in. Demarius, you have a ton of competition experience. I think you've competed in multiple countries. I think I stopped counting after about 35 meets. How do you feel this meet differs from the rest of them?
For me, the biggest difference with this meet than any other meet that I've ever done is the fact that it's on a power bar. That's the biggest difference. Never competed on a power bar, so when I tried to train with it, the leverages on my squat was a little off, but other than that, that's the only thing that I can see different about it, other than being the lightest guy on the platform.
I think you've proven that that doesn't necessarily matter. Aside from that, I know you're from Louisiana. I'm from Florida. We're at sea level. Did you consider that this place is 4,500 feet above sea level, and the nature of this meet with the speed and intensity of this meet, did you consider that in your training and prep for this meet?
Not at all. I didn't realize the elevation until me and Richard was on our way to the venue, and he told me it was 4,600 feet above sea level. And I played baseball in New Mexico with high elevation, so I mean, I'm conditioned for it, but we're gonna see after squats.
Absolutely. All right, so with that question, I take it to Frank, who's from New Jersey, which isn't much higher over sea level. And Frank, it's no question here that you're a pretty big fella. Did you train for the intensity and speed that this meet's gonna bring at elevation?
No.
I'm getting a lot of that lately.
Actually, we played at Air Force twice, and they're I think they're another like 2,600 feet higher than this, right there on the base of the Colorado. It's just, I didn't notice it then. I should be okay for this one.
That leads me to my next question for you, Frank. Obviously, coming from a team sport and playing at such a high level, how do you feel that parlayed into a successful powerlifting career?
You don't have to really worry about the competition. You know, if you've messed up in front of 40,000 people, you know, messing up in front of a live stream with about, you know, 10, 20, whoever, whatever it is just the same. You know, you just got to go out there and perform.
All right. If you would, hand that microphone over to Zach for me. Zach, I saw you sitting here, and I jokingly said to these guys, some people on stage look hungry, and some people just look hungry. You look very hungry, like ready to compete. But I did notice your reactions to hearing your cohorts here talk about you being able to take it. Does that bother you? Because I know in the case of a normal meet, you know, with the length of meet, it's not as much of a focus as it is here. But it seemed you seemed a little reactionary when they talked about it.
I just got I don't know. I'm not. Anybody can take it is the thing. Like, we can all bomb out and Demarius can win, or, you know, not nothing against Demarius, but like, it's just shit happens. Like, but I partially tore my pec before my last meet, and I have something to prove, and I just want to be my best. So
I appreciate that. You got very polite answers too. So I'd like to hand the mic to Zeus behind you, because if there's anyone that's going to add a little color to this meet, it's Zeus and Delco Jesus here.
Give it to me.
Yeah. All right. So this little spat, I was grateful to see, because
3 years.
3 years, right? 3 years in brewing. So I like the Europeans. They're very polite. They're very rigid. They like structure. They don't like circus deadlift bars, things like that. But one thing I didn't necessarily notice in this meet that I thought I would see more of is more competition, more talking. And you guys are the only two that came out and said anything about one another. So what brought on this rivalry?
AP1, I was actually had a different rival for AP1, and I wasn't paying attention to Delco at all. I'm just going to Joe. I wasn't paying to Joe at all, and then when he beat me at AP1, he let me know it. So when we signed up for the second one, two other lifters that signed up that wanted to jump into the same weight class, we put a group chat together and basically was like, whatever happens, I'm not losing to Joe again. And he said, you're not beating me, and the rest is history.
All right, I'd like to hear Joe's answer to that question.
Repeat the question.
That's the second time. So the question is, what brought on this rivalry, and why do you guys keep it going?
Well, we keep it going because it's entertaining. I mean, everyone wants this to be a professional sport, but like you said, no one wants to have a rivalry or be afraid to insult someone. It's not like we're going at each other for anything personal. It's just a sport. Talk some shit. As far as why the rivalry, it's fun. I mean, I beat him in the first one off of deadlifts. Second pro, he got the better hand for once. Now it's number 3, and then in 5 weeks it's number 4. And you'll see tomorrow and in 5 weeks, he's only going to have 1 victory over me, and I'll have 3.
I love it. I love it. Could you hand the mic to Jake, please? I got a question for Jake.
Thanks, sweet cheeks. Yeah, no, I don't know where that came from, the nice Europeans. We're all fuckers.
All right, so my first question. Are you jealous of our big flags?
Ah, man, listen, like, over in Ireland, you know, you're sort of demonized if you have the big flag out your garden. It's like you're fucking IRA or something, you know? You know, well, like, I'm not. No, I think it's cool. I love the patriotism. I really do. Like, I might be a piss taker, but it's really cool. I love it. It's, you know, I do think it's cool.
I appreciate that, but that was just in jest. But my true question is, Are you still the only Irishman to total 1K?
Yeah, and probably will be for a long time.
So, in my completely American response to that is, where the hell's everybody else?
Man, it's a tiny little fucking country. You know, like it's literally 5 million people. Powerlifting in Ireland only became popular in the last 10, 12 years. You know, so it's growing. Don't get me wrong, it is growing. And there's a couple of lads, but I am the strongest in the country, and that's just, I mean, don't get me wrong, Jesse Moran's strong on mats, but I'm stronger than him.
I mean, I guess that we are kind of spoiled over here. I mean, there's
yeah, there's 365 million people, and like all these motherfuckers eating all that food. They're huge.
I think we got at least half a dozen 1K totals in Florida.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? It's fucking, it's like, look at these motherfuckers. They're huge.
Big sons of bitches.
Yeah.
So will you hand the mic to the big son of a bitch next to you?
The Viking.
Yeah. He looks like one. He's kind of a vagrant, though.
Yeah, pull sumo though. So
Tyler, I had the opportunity to call a meet with you in Ohio a few years ago, and you competed drug testing. And I watched you pull on a I think he was scared. But I watched you pull over 700 on a deadlift bar there.
What was that?
I watched you pull over 700 on a deadlift bar in that meet, which was a long day.
Yeah.
This is going to be a faster meet, and it's a power bar. How do you feel your deadlift is going to fare in a meet like this?
No, it's going to be a pain in the ass. Yeah. These guys might have the upper hand on me, these two over here, but at Nationals it'll be more fun. But just a little learning curve. I didn't spend enough time trying to develop. I was kind of struggling to see if I wanted to pull sumo or conventional. I've pulled conventional before. Yeah, they only gave one, yeah. I've pulled mid-8s before conventional, and it felt fine, but then I was trying to prep for that, for this competition, and it just wasn't really working out, so I was trying to stick with sumo, but we'll see how my hinge points work out tomorrow for it.
Guys, that's really all I've got right now. I have more questions for Dave, but I'll ask those off mic. Other than that, thank you guys for your time. I really appreciate it.
Cheers.
Thanks, ladies and gentlemen. So that will conclude our press conference. I think this is the longest Shane Hunt has gone without a drink, so a perfect time just to cut it here. We will see tomorrow. It's basically the Ryder Cup without golf balls. Who will win?
And none
We'll
of us
soon
have
see.
balls, they're all on gear.
And out.